So what's good, all my peeps and everything? I promise you I won't be before you long. The title of this video is the Twilight Zone Syndrome. You know, it saddens me that in this world, in this day and age that we live in, a lot of people have adopted this syndrome. And it's a not so cool adaptation. It's not cool at all. Because when you have adopted the Twilight Zone syndrome, you are no longer living in reality. You're no longer focusing on truth. Now you are living in lies. The show, The Twilight Zone, is a show that I love. One of the best writers, in my opinion, Rod Serling. Or shall I say Serling? Rob Serling. One of the best writers that I know. But he had a knack for taking people out of reality and putting them in the Twilight Zone. And if you've ever watched the show, you will see that nothing in the Twilight Zone, when people went there, was real. Period. One episode that comes to mind is this young man. He can record on his recording device. Okay. He can record on his recording device, and he can make people appear. He can record how beautiful he wants a woman, and he can make her appear perfect. Well, that's not reality. As a matter of fact, that's nothing but fiction. Nothing factual about that. Because if that was true, we all would be sitting up here trying to create our own Twilight Zone reality. And so it becomes a not so cool adaptation when people have adopted the Twilight Zone syndrome. This video is not meant to point a finger at anybody, because any of us at any given time can live in the Twilight Zone syndrome. Any of us. We all have fantasies of how we want our spouse to be, especially if they're not doing what they're supposed to do. If they cheating on you and doing this and doing that, you have these fantasies of how you want, help me Holy Spirit, of how you want your spouse to be. Okay? We all, some people have these fantasies of how they want their children to be. Especially if you see somebody that's not your child doing something that you wish your child could be doing. But they choose to go out drinking and doing all this and doing all that. So you fantasize in your own head of how you want your child to be. We fantasize in our head of how we want our wives, our husbands, our children, and our mothers and our fathers. Lowercase f, of course. We have all these fantasies in our head that this is how I want my family to be. So we make up this world. Thank you, baby. I'm serious. I appreciate that. We make up this world. Come in, sit right here, please. She helps me. Trust me. Got that chair right there. I can understand why preachers be like, push me. But we make up this world of this is how we want our family to be. When in actuality and in reality, that just ain't so. But we still choose to live there. Now, a lot of you probably would say, well, what's wrong with, wishing that your family was this way and that way? For a small part of the Twilight Zone syndrome, that could be kind of good. Because we all have fantasies about something. We all lust for something. Okay, and I'm not talking about another man's wife or another woman's man. That's what I'm talking about. So we all have fantasized about something. Remember, we were once children. Just because we got older, a lot of us still have that childlike innocence inside of us. So the danger of it comes in like this. When you are choosing to live there and make that your reality in reality, that's a dangerous thing. That's the danger of it. Because you're no longer living in reality, but you're living in this reality that you created for yourself. You may see a young man playing football, getting great grades in school and scoring, all the touchdowns and this and that, but he ain't your son. Your son's somewhere over there drinking somewhere. But nobody don't know your son, so you have adopted this Twilight Zone syndrome attitude and made a child that's not yours. You go out and you tell people, oh, my son playing football, or my son, and your son actually in actuality isn't doing anything. That becomes the danger. I love what Dr. King said when he said, it is not the one that is doing wrong that is wrong. It is the one that is taking up for the wrong that is wrong. Jesus says, woe unto you that call evil good and good evil. I'll say that again. And I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes, but if the shoe fit, please put it on. But make sure you take it off before it becomes 3 sizes too small. Okay? Jesus said, woe to you who say that thing over there is evil when it's good, but this thing over here is good when it's evil. See, Jesus already was telling you to get out of the Twilight Zone syndrome. Okay? See, that's a place that I choose not to live. And that's why a lot of people can't understand how I can sit here and expose some of my family for who they are. Because I'm not, namely my daddy. Okay? He's the most one that I've been exposed, and I'm going to continue. Why? Because I got to stand before God and give an account for the lies that I told for him. And I'm not doing that. When you live in the Twilight Zone syndrome, your daddy is the most perfect man in the world. See, that's your Twilight Zone syndrome. Your daddy could do no wrong. That's the Twilight Zone syndrome. Okay? That's the Twilight Zone syndrome. Your daddy can do no wrong. He's the greatest father of the year, the great black father of the year, the great white father of the year. He's just everything to you. You're living there. And the danger of it is that you will go and walk through hell with gasoline draws on just to prove you lying. just to give some type of truth to the lies you tell. Period. Jesus told me through my pastor, my prophet, one of them has went home to glory, told me to cry out and spare not. Said you are supposed to be exposing.
That's right.
And by God, I'm going to do that. Because I can't have you stepping on my toes or stepping on my shoes, especially if they brand new, without saying excuse me. Period. So it's a dangerous thing to live in this thing that's called the Twilight Zone syndrome. Because you have made this whole fake world for yourself. And therefore, if people don't know you and they don't know your people, they believe you. So they fueling you to keep telling your lies, and you fueling him or her to keep doing what they do. So now you have become what law enforcement would call an aider and an abettor. And you shall be arrested spiritually. And you will go before the judge. And he will sentence you for your lies. Period. People tell me all the time, you need to get over what happened to you. I do. They confuse truth with holding a grudge. And they are on two different levels. I don't hold no grudge against nobody. But I'm not going to allow you to live in your life. If I can tell the truth about me, I'm damn sure going to tell the truth on you. I love how the ink spots said, honey, don't go out telling a lie on me because I just might tell the truth on you. But a lot of, and like I said, I'm not pointing my fingers at nobody, but if the shoe fit, then you might as well go ahead on and put them on. A lot of my family will tell me I need to get over what happened to me. That's like telling a woman that was repeatedly raped over and over again, you shouldn't have them scars in your life. That's why a lot of y'all don't want to hear what I got to say, because you just like everybody else. But one of these days, mark my words, you're going to wish you had listened. Period. See, when you live inside that Twilight Zone syndrome for your people, you are destined to repeat what they did. Because you refuse to live in reality. So what we do, the first thing come out of our mouth is, I just want to love. Because that's all Jesus was about. Well, you are all liar. Because that ain't all Jesus was about. Even Jesus said, in my love for you, I will chastise you. That's right. Even Jesus said, if the leader in the church ain't acting right, first go to them. You see, I did that. Mm-hmm. Then he said, if he won't listen, come on, bring you 2 or 3 witnesses, my God in heaven. I done that too.
That's Bible.
I done that too.
Yes, sir. I'm a witness.
Then he said, if they still don't listen, expose them.
Expose them. Bring them before the church. That's
so now tell God he need to get over it. Mm-hmm. Tell the people of 9/11, 18 years later, 19 years later, they still talking about what happened to them. Tell them to get over it. Mm-hmm. Tell the people under God's throne that keep asking them, how long is it going to be before you avenge us? Tell them to get over it. Mm-hmm. When you stand before the great I am, tell him to get over it. Period. If your son or your daughter or your niece or your nephew or your wife was molested or raped, since we got love, then guess what? Don't go to court. You shouldn't want to see justice done because you got love. You ain't got nothing else but love. That's all you got. And Jesus said you should have righteous anger for evil.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Maurice didn't say that. That's Bible, since we claim to read our word so much. Since we claim to read our word in and out, right and left, to and fro, here we go again. Maybe you ought to pick up your word, and read it correctly. I have never seen in all my, now I'm almost 40 years old, I've never seen in my life so many people that just love, and don't expose nothing. But you so quick to expose somebody else. But you can't expose your own family. Stop. Now. Let me go ahead on and back this train up. Okay? This ain't the taking of piling 1, 2, 3. But let me, this what you call unstoppable. You can't stop me. Okay? You can't stop me. So let me go ahead on and back this train up. You so willing to expose Tom, Dick, and Mr. Harry, but when it come down to your own people, shh, we should have love. And some of y'all are so contradictory that it's pathetic. You'll come to me behind closed doors.
Come on.
How in the hell do y'all think I know so much about what my daddy did and I was up that road for so many years? I'm so sick of people telling me, and you be the same, some of you are the same ones that'll come to me and tell me stuff.
Private messages.
Dude, I save all my messages. I save all my messages. Every last one of them I save. I haven't deleted a one yet. So come tell me I'm lying. You private message me. Call me on the phone. Telling me all this. But when it's time to touch and agree, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Jesus said it would have been better for you not to have known than to know the truth and not tell it.
That's right. It's going to be worse for you.
It's going to be worse for you
than it was for Sodom and Gomorrah.
Than for the time of Sodom and Gomorrah. Since we got love. That's all we got. We ain't got no righteous anger. We ain't got nobody to expose. Nobody. You are the cancer that keep them growing. I'll say that again. You are the cancer that keeps them growing. Because that's my mother. That's my father. That's my sister. I don't give a damn who you are. Do you know what Jesus said? Since we want to say you can't go against family, do you know what Jesus said? Jesus said that believe not that I came to bring peace on this earth at this particular time. He said, that's not what I came to do. He said, I brought with me a sword. And I'm going to cut. And I'm going to put father against son, and son against father, mother against daughter, and daughter against mother, husband against wife, and wife against husband. Now y'all say, Jesus ain't that. You see that? Now, What was he saying? If they are doing wrong, you should not be for it. You should not be for it. But we want to rewrite the Bible because we Kanye West. We want to put our face in the book. We want to say, love, I ain't disposed of nothing. What did he do? He ain't do nothing. He ain't do nothing to me. He ain't do nothing. How can some of y'all look at yourselves in the mirror? How can you do these things? How can you look at yourself in the mirror and lie to yourself at the same time? How can a woman sit there and berate repeatedly, then go, he ain't did nothing? Because I got love. He ain't did nothing. He ain't did nothing. Your Honor, they lying on him, Your Honors. But you just went through months and months and months and months of agony and pain due to mental anguish of the rape. But to still sit up there and lie for that punk. My God, I heard somebody say the other day that my sperm donor is, and I hate to say it, so courageous. Jesus told me, expose that lie. And if you don't like what I say, I've been had divorced most of my family anyways. Period. Jesus said, tell Israel, I'm taking back my reign. Because you are a backslidden people. I don't feel the same way about a man who I never known to be courageous. I never known that man to be courageous. I never known it. Now, I wasn't there for the whole growing up phase. I was somewhere else. But I can speak about what happened to me. I can speak about that. Because it happened to me. You can't tell me to shut up about what happened to me. And I never knew he was courageous. I never knew that. I never knew that. I have said it once. I have said it twice. I've said it 1,000,000 times. I am totally against Terry Mungin. I'm totally against you. Period. And when I got to stand before God and look at you in your face, I'm going to tell you then too, I'm totally against you. I'm totally against you. Because see, not only do I have love, but I have something called righteous anger. I have something called, I'm going to expose your ass. For the liar, you see, people want to tell me, get over it. How can you get over a nigga putting out in Brunswick, Georgia, going around signing petitions, having people sign petitions? And if you want to know who said it, my baby brother told me a few years back, going around signing petitions to send me to prison because this nigga said that I raped my own grandmama. Tell me how in the hell can you get over that? See, a lot of people in my family, I can't blame you because you ain't never lived through that. But I can blame the ones that was living through it. And I'm not going to sit up here by God and take up for a jackass. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I refuse to do that. You don't like it? I don't care. It don't matter to me. Period. Because I would rather tell the truth and be counted righteous than to tell a lie and be counted as Satan. It never ceases to amaze me at how people can do wrong, but nobody wants to talk about it. Because of love. That's all I hear. I don't hear nothing else. We shouldn't say these things. Now, shh. No, I ain't shushing shit. I ain't shushing nothing. Let me tell you something. Most of my family been against me from day one. And most of y'all know. Some of y'all call me on my phone. Most of y'all know what that nigga is. Most of y'all know it. Most of y'all know it. And you know it. But since we so scared, or since we want to put the booty hole right there and kiss it a little bit. Can I stick my nose in your asshole? Ooh, that smells good right there. I like that. We want to be so pleasing to man that we forgot about pleasing God.
Come on.
We want to be so in worship to man that we forgot about worshiping God. We want to be so right in man's eyes that we forgot that we forgot about being righteous in God's eyes. If Jesus exposed David for what he did.
Come on. Come on.
Huh?
Come on.
But Jesus should just let that go, ain't it? Yeah. He should just let that go. Yeah. That's what he should do. He didn't. He didn't let it go. Why? Because punishments is in order. But that's all we got is love, 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 because we live in the Twilight Zone syndrome. We live in a place in our heads where you would turn your back on the truth and salute a lie. I'm reminded of a story, short story, but I'm reminded of a story that lies and truth went swimming one day. And truth was out in the water having a good old time. Truth was out in the water just doing his thing. Lies saw that truth was out to fish. And lies ran up on the bank, put on truth's garments, and went to running. And even though it looked like the truth, when you take its clothes off, it's still the same old lie. So what looks like the truth is nothing but a lie. And you're going to pay for your lies. You will pay for it. You will pay for it. Because Jesus said that a liar cannot tarry in my eyesight. You can dress it up all how you want to. You can sit up there and say, oh, love, love, love. But will sit up there and see somebody like Harvey Weinstein, or you'll sit up there and see somebody like R. Kelly, and you so quick to expose them to other people. You don't know these people. You don't know whether they did this stuff or not. The industry is a dirty place to be. So you don't know whether they did this stuff or not. But when it comes down to your own family, shh, let's keep secrets. Let's keep secrets. Shh, we can't do this. Some of y'all even got mad because, I got a phone call the other day. And this certain person told me, first of all, I thank Rachel, I thank Greg for telling us about my mom. So I'm not talking about them. But I got a phone call the other day asking me, did you go through your daddy to get that information? No. I prayed a prayer. I talked to my uncle. My uncle Derek Snipes, I talked to him in my spirit. Where's your... It was told to me where they were. Some of y'all got mad about that. Damn, why?
You want to find out about your mama?
And you the same ones that never said a damn thing to me about what happened to my mother. You never said nothing. If it wasn't for Greg and or Rachel, I would have never known. Or I'd have found out via somebody else talking about it or social media. So you get mad at me because I didn't have to go through any channel to find out where my daddy was. I mean, to find out where my mama was.
Just had a talk with you.
I just had a good old talk with Master Jesus. I had a good old talk with my Uncle Terry. And in less than 5 minutes, I knew where she was. Y'all got mad about that. Why? I have asked this family over and over again, why do y'all hate me so much? I have asked this family, let's all see, whoever talking shit, let's all sit down. I'll pay for the restaurant. But let's all sit down and tell me why you hate me. Tell me why you don't like me. And I guarantee you can't none of you say it. Y'all ain't scared of me as I ain't scared of y'all. But I guarantee you, you can't see the hatred, or shall I say the dislike that you got for me because I look like that nigga. You should go and have it for him. Because he is the dirty son of a bitch. See, I'm starting to get agitated now. He is the dirty son of a bitch that did grandma wrong. And you can watch him out. I remember, I got it. I got it recorded. He is the dirty son of a bitch that did my grandma wrong. You know, it's so funny that you can take up for this nigga and yet slap grandma in her face. How do you think Miss Hager Mungin feel? You know what? I told my grandmama in my spirit, if nobody else stand for you, if nobody else expose the truth, I'm going to do it. Because if it wasn't for you, grandma, we wouldn't have had a food to eat. We wouldn't have had a thing to drink. If it wasn't for you, grandma, I don't even think we would be here today. My grandmama she took care of us, and she took care of other folks' kids, and she raised her own. Now, in my book, that's courageousness. In my book, and I know in the Lord's book, that's honor. She never had a bad thing to say about nobody. So if I can turn my back on my grandmother and take up for a jackass who did, you know, some of y'all come to me and talk about he was in the store spending all her money. I heard a lot of shit. Did some of y'all get a give. That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. You do it. You live in your life. But when you want to climb upon my horse, that's the time that I take away my sympathy and give you the back of my hand of truth. So long as your cowardness is in you, you got my sympathy. But when you want to walk up and jump on my horse and tell me to be like you, I'm going to slap your ass dead off of it. Because I refuse to live a lie. Period. So you can say what you won't say. Some of my family really think y'all hurt me. Y'all, why we don't mess with you anyway. Nigga, I don't mess with y'all either. I don't care. All my life, Carol, I've been alone. All my life. Not just part of my life. All my life. Never had no friends in school. Never had no friends when I got older. I got associates. I don't have friends. People that I associate with, people that I freak with, if you will. Period. But don't bring your garbage on my side of the fence, because I ain't going to go for it. And these little subliminal messages that's being sent to me are being placed on Facebook. Just come on out your mouth. Either which way, I'm going to say something to you. So these little bullshit ass subliminal messages, I don't care nothing about all that. The only thing you let me know is that Satan is your God. Because Jesus said that Satan is the author, or shall I say the father and the author of lies. It sickens me to my heart to hear some of my family, not all of you. The one, you know who the hell I'm talking about. So don't get it twisted. The ones who go out there. It sickens me to my heart to see some of y'all turning y'all back on my grandma. And let me tell you something. If it wasn't for my grandmama prayers for your black ass,
Come on now.
You wouldn't even be here today. Some of y'all sit up there. Oh, I know Terry did this. Oh, I know this and I know that. But then to get on there, I got love. All I got. You refuse to expose the truth. Some of y'all been knowing that nigga when I was yay high to a damn grasshopper. Come and tell me something that he did there ain't nowhere in the hell I would have known. But to sit up there, I got love. And then when I get on here exposing it, the first thing y'all want to say is he crazy. You just hating. Maybe y'all should have told Dr. King to let it go. Because he kept exposing motherfuckers. Huh? He kept doing it. Maybe y'all should have told him. Maybe y'all should have told Mr. John Lewis to let it go. Maybe you should have. Because I've said it once, I've said it twice, I've said it 1,000,000 times. I ain't letting go shit. Period. It's going to be in my book. I ain't letting go shit. Now, you ain't writing no book. Okay, well, I ain't writing no book. All right. Now, what you think? How can we raise our children in lies? And you know what's so sick? Some of your children sits up there and see this nigga for who he is and they know the truth. Mm-hmm. But I got love. I got love too. But my love ain't gonna let me take up for your lies. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. So you can sit up there all you want to. And you can have the Twilight Zone syndrome. Keep that to the day you die. But when you stand before God, let me see you lie in front of his face. Let me see you say he ain't never did this, or she ain't never did that, or they ain't never did this, my wife ain't never did this, my husband ain't never did that, my children ain't never. Let me see. And I can promise you, Jesus will tell you that's why you're going to hell now. Liar. Period. When I was doing bad, wasn't nobody there for me. It's like nobody there for me now. Period. And you know what? I like it that way. I love it that way. It's like nobody was there for me. The only one that was there for me, besides Jesus Christ, was this lady sitting right here. Period. She was the only one. It's fine and dandy to have love. But in your love, you should have anger for what's going on.
Love them enough to tell the truth.
Say it again.
Should love them enough to tell the truth.
You should love them enough to tell the truth. See, it's so good to point y'all because I'm y'all scapegoat. It's so good to point your fingers and say, that's Maurice's problem. But anytime a motherfucker get on here talking about that Terry Mungian, my sperm donor, I said it and I meant it. That Terry Mungian, see, most of y'all don't even understand why I'm this way. Some of y'all tell me to go to him and reconcile. I've done that. I've tried it. God knows I have.
And more lies are told.
And every time I leave, a lie told.
Yep.
It done went from me blowing up the mailbox to shooting up his mailbox. Sending people to his house. I guess I'm the last goddamn done. Sending people to his house. I'm the one that set the fire to the house. And Negro, I was... Say what? I'm the one that set fire. And y'all, and to the ones that don't understand, I don't blame you. But to the ones that do, I blame you. It done went, exactly, they know the truth. It done went from me raping my own. You know what? When I heard that, Carol, you remember that night? I asked myself, I said, what is the reason for living? Put the pistol in my mouth and you stopped me. I'm like, that, to me, that is the ultimate betrayal. But I love. That much to him. But guess what? Until that nigga come to me and say he's sorry, I'm going to keep talking about what he did. Period. And it wasn't only me. He has disrespected a lot of people. Even some of you. I have said this before. If you niggeroids don't want me to say nothing, stop telling me shit. Stop telling me shit. Know that I've never called not name one of y'all names, but nigga, y'all know who I'm talking about. You call my phone, your pride. See, I knew something was wrong there. Every time I turn around, you don't message me straight up. You private message me. So right there, you're going to be judged for that because G going to tell you, but you knew the truth. Mm-hmm. Why'd you message him? You knew the truth. Some of y'all have told me things, and I told you, I said, I'll never mention your name in none of this. No, I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I've never mentioned nobody's name, but if you keep pushing, just keep on pushing. And I bet you I'll call your name out. I don't care. Because I know who got my baby. But just in case, even though I know the Bible says, G don't sleep. Just in case you believe that you can cross that line with me, I would pray and ask God that you don't. Just in case you believe it. Period. I'll say this for the last time. I love my mother. I love my daddy. But I will not take her for bullshit. Ain't gonna happen. I don't talk about my mom because I know the goddamn hell she went through. I know what she went through. Now you want to talk about somebody that was that was courageous in a relationship wise. I can't speak for nothing that happened after me. Okay, I can't speak for that. I can speak on how I was treated. But you want to talk about a courageous woman in a relationship? My mother was that courageous woman. She took a lot of shit. A lot of shit. But I refuse to allow anybody to come at me like you damn retarded. Period. I have no fear. None. I respect all, but I fear none. Until that nigga come to me and tell me that he's sorry for putting a goddamn gun to my head and pulling that trigger not once but twice. Until he come to me and say, I'm sorry for punching you in the nose because you couldn't tell time. Until he come to me and say, I'm sorry for punching you in the nose or backhanding you in the nose because as a kid you couldn't read. I didn't learn how to tie my shoes, Carol, until I was in my 20s. Ain't that sad? Until this nigga can come to me and tell me I'm sorry, I will not be silent. So y'all can say what the hell you want to say. Y'all, some of y'all scared of that nigga, and some of y'all just brown nosing like shit. Some of y'all just brown nosing like shit. You got that. Oh, he got that good booty hole smell too. Smell like lavender. Easter lilies. Roses. Jasmines too. Some of y'all got that ass kissing syndrome. I don't have that. I don't have that. You can't even raise your own damn family for lying for somebody else. And it's sick. And it's sad. Period. But to those of you that don't know, I'm going to keep telling the truth. And you may not believe me on this side, but when Jesus welcomed you into eternity and he rolled back the curtain of time and he showed you my son wasn't lying, then you will understand. To those of you that don't know, I don't blame you. Not at all. To those of you that don't know, I don't blame you at all. But to those of you that do, I blame you. Because you should have your own truth to tell. Because all you doing is growing a cancer in your life that's called lies. It's sad because people will sell their souls for their daddies. They will sell their souls for their mothers. They will sell their souls for their children. They will sell their souls just to be a brown nose. Sad. What does it profit a man to gain family and lose his own soul? What does that profit you? Period. What does it profit you? We supposed to be preachers around here. I got a lot of preachers in my family. And to the and to the one got some ex-preachers too. And to the ones that know what happened, you supposed to be a preacher. Preacher tells the truth. Preacher don't stand for lies. Preachers don't tell somebody, get over it. 20, 30 years ago, get over it. Tell them goddamn firefighters of 9/11. Tell them goddamn police officers of 9/11. Tell the people that done lost family members of 9/11 18, 19, 20 years ago. Tell them to get over it. Tell them to stop talking about it. I heard, matter of fact, I was just listening to, and I'm finna end this, but I was just listening to a firefighter of 9/11. And he said people even come to him and ask him, why are you still talking about it? It's been 18 years ago. He said to you it's been 18 years ago. But to us that had to go through it, it wasn't number 18 days, 18 hours. That's it. That's it. He said because they relive it every day. You see, that's me. I relive this shit every day. Because when you ain't got no closure, it's a never-ending circle. It's a never-ending circle. It's like a circle with no end to it. So it just keep going around and around and around.
You know, it's like a person whose family member was killed, but there's no body to bury.
Exactly. Tell them to let it go. It's like a circle that can never reach each other's points. Because there has been no fulfillment. There has been no closure. There have been no actions taken against what happened. There's been none of that. There's been none of that. I live through this every day. I just don't talk about it on social media, except when I hear some bull. A lot of stuff I've seen on social media, I let it go. But I've lived through this and still living through it. I'm almost 40 years old, and I'm still living through it. And you choose to live there, fuck you. Live with that. A lot of people, including myself, will love nothing more than closure. Well, let Jesus bring that to you. Jesus didn't do it to me. It's something about somebody walking up to you saying, I'm sorry.
And meaning
it from your heart. That's when the closure comes. Sure, Jesus can love you past your pain, but you're going to have to hear from somebody else, the one that did the offense. I'm sorry.
Even Jesus tells you that.
Say it right now.
I say even Jesus tells you that.
Jesus said, and I believe I know what you're talking about. Jesus said, you want to bring your foul ass to the altar. You want to bring your foul ass to the altar and come calling on me. Oh, Jesus, I pray that you heal, deliver, and set me like a freak. I pray, Lord. Jesus, I ain't hearing that. Read your Bible. It's in there. He said, I'm not hearing that. He said, I ain't hearing nothing you got to say.
Keep on make it right.
You sitting your ass, yo, no good run down ass up there, oh Lord. My child's sick. She got the hiccups and the hiccups and the Rango and TV and everything. Django Unchained, she got that too. Lord, my child don't know how to cook hoot dogs. She can't even make cabbage. She throw the whole head away to she trying to get to the meat part. Lord, oh dear. You sitting up there with all that bullshit. Talking about God hear you. No, he don't. I'm here to let you know he don't. You can sit up there and pray till you blue in the face. He don't hear you. He don't hear you. And he's already said he don't hear you. So you can pray till the counter lunch speak. And some of y'all got the audacity and will sit your sorry ass up there talking about me and Jesus got a great relationship. If you offend my son and go around talking about you and I got a great relationship, I'll tell you your face, kiss my ass. No, hell I don't. You offended my child. You coming to the damn mouth. Me who another day is gone. You doing all that bullshit. Jesus said, leave the altar. Leave there, because I ain't hearing you. So leave the altar and go back and reconcile with your brother or your sister or your mother or your father, whoever you offended and whoever doing the offending. If it's your daddy, he should turn around and go back to his children and say, I'm sorry. If it's your mother, she should turn around and go back to her children and say, I'm sorry. If it's your wife, she should turn around. If it's your husband, he should turn around. If it's your children, he should turn around and go back and say, I'm sorry. Jesus said, once you have done that, it ain't all on them to come to you. You got to go to them. Jesus said, and once you have done that, then come back to the altar. And then I will hear you. But until that day come, I ain't hearing nothing you got to say. You praying what they call basketball prayers. It come from your lips, hit the wall, and hit the ceiling, and come back down. No, you hear me? No, you don't. Because as soon as you raise your funky ass up off that floor, soon as you raise your lying ass up off that floor, soon as you raise your offending ass up off that floor, soon as you do that, guess what? You still got that same shit in your heart that you ain't even asked for forgiveness for. So how the hell God hearing you? How he hearing you? No, see, I'm seeing, I don't know what I did. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. The Twilight Zone syndrome is going to send a lot of y'all to hell. Only that's going to be your reality. I'll say it one more time. The Twilight Zone syndrome is going to send a lot of you offending assholes straight to hell. Whether it be in my family, out of my family, here and abroad, it's going to send a lot of y'all straight to hell. And when you got to stand before God and get sentenced, tell Jesus to get over it. Tell him to get over it. My name is Maurice Mungeon, and this has been One Man's Truth and Opinions. And I know for a fact that God and myself approve this message. I'm out of here.